Hello, everybody, and welcome to our holiday brunch grazing board class. My name is Joni Rampolla, one of the registered licensed dietitians with Giant and Martin's. And if you're new to us, thank you so much for joining us. Wishing you a great holiday. If you're a returning guest, thank you so much for coming back and spending this time with me. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. All right, let's jump in here. So why am I even talking about a brunch grazing board for the holiday? For me, it started when I had guests that would come over and I'd be sitting there like short order cook. Oh, you want eggs? Oh, you want French toast? And just cooking the whole time while people ate. And I couldn't be part of the connection. And to me, it's all about connection. So making a brunch grazing board for the holiday, if you have guests staying over, can reduce stress, pressure, as most of the items can be prepped the night before or just picked up from your store and ready to serve. It helps you be flexible so everybody can eat when they're hungry. If people are doing different activities, they can eat at their own pace, whether all at once or just one at a time. It supports balance without perfection. So make space for a mix of fun, traditional, nourishing foods and encourages connection. You see people gather around a nibbling board, graze together, promotes natural conversation, and it respects different needs. So I know if I have somebody coming over that may be gluten-free or vegan, I'll have something that they can choose out, but it doesn't single them out that, oh, everybody else eats this and you eat that. They can just pick from the options available. And it reduces food waste because smaller portions mean less thrown away typically. And it does feel festive and it can look beautiful and special. So it's a mind shift, definitely from, the traditional plate of eggs, bacon, whatever, the perfect breakfast to what's practical and fits into your schedule so you can join your guests if you're hosting. Simple, meaning it's easy, doesn't mean it's boring. It can be fun. You can put things that people love on it. So what makes a grazing board balanced? Because you could still think of the plate as you make a board. So you should have some foods that have fiber in there. It could be a fruit, it could be a vegetable, it could be a whole grain, it could be all of those. It should have a protein. So protein can come from eggs, yogurt, nuts, cheese, meat. Could have a fat there, like nuts, seeds, avocado, and then just fun food, something festive, something that helps bring the holiday to life. So today we are featuring the breakfast cookie, but a cookie without the guilt. So why would a cookie belong on a grazing board? Well, one, cookies are traditional for this holiday time. People tend to feel a little comfort and joy when they eat a cookie, right? So we are making a cookie that's no guilt. It has 5 grams of protein, 5 grams of fiber per plain cookie. And we're going to have things on the board. If you're choosing a cookie, you can balance it. You can add a protein, you can add a fruit, you can dip it in a nice cozy beverage, whatever that is for you. So when I say balance it, an example could be top your cookie with a dollop of Greek yogurt and a slice of fruit. You can put some nut butter, whether peanut butter or almond butter, whatever you choose, in between two cookies. Or you can try topping it off with a whipped ricotta and fruit. So many different ideas of what you can do with that cookie to make it more filling, satisfying, and balance the plate. And then as you saw, this recipe does earn a guiding star, right? What cookie earns a guiding star? It's kind of cool. I love that. So just because I know we have some new folks, want to just review what guiding stars is. So it's what our store uses to help you find more good stuff to put in your cart. So 1 star means good nutritional value, 2 stars is better nutritional value, and 3 stars is the best nutritional value. So they earn stars by having more vitamins, minerals, fiber, whole grains, or omega-3 fatty acids. and they lose the ability to have a star if they contain more saturated fat, trans fat, added sodium, added sugar, or additional additives like artificial color. So you can find guiding stars on individual food items in our store, but also on recipes on the Savory site. And I did get this recipe for the cookies on the Savory site. So just so you know, the cookies are made with Kashi Go cereal, right? So we get all those added protein, fiber, vitamins, minerals that come in cereal. And this is the flour base of the cookies is from the cereal. So in the recipe, it called for peanut butter cereal. So that's the one I used. But just want to say there is a variety that you can choose from. So there's cinnamon crunch, there's chocolate crunch, there's honey almond flax crunch, mixed berry crunch. That's the next one I want to try. I have 3 of them here today. Original and peanut butter crunch. And this month, Kashigo cereal is our dietitian pick because per serving, it has 10 grams of protein, 10 grams of fiber, and 100% taste. Really, really good. So this is what goes in the cookie recipe that I already made. We're not making the cookies here today. I made them already. I'm just going to assemble my board today. So in these cookies, there are 4 cups of peanut butter crunch cereal, or you can choose a different flavor if you want to. There is half a cup of sugar. I actually reduced the sugar. If you know me, I change every recipe to make it my own. I reduced it to a quarter of a cup because I like things less sweet, and I thought the cookies are amazing, absolutely amazing. It didn't change it for me to be not sweet enough. 1 large egg. So I had smaller eggs, and I did need to add 2 eggs. Just want to say that it does need to be 1 large or 2 small. 1 teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and then dried cranberries just to add color, taste, additional sweetness. And then these are the directions. And again, this is a savory recipe, but I wanted to actually put the recipe in my presentation here because after this class, you get the presentation so you can have the recipe and try it at home yourself if you didn't want to click on the savory link. So you preheat your oven, then you pulse the cereal. I used a blender. This has a food processor. Blended it up so it makes like a flour. Then you add your sugar, your egg, your baking powder, your cinnamon, and either mix it up or pulse it some more until it's a little bit tacky, but well blended. Then after it's blended, you stir in your cranberries. Then I lined a cookie sheet with parchment paper. I made 12 evenly sized balls of dough, put them on the cookie sheet, baked them for about 10 minutes. And the cookies, a little bit hard, not really hard on the outside. To me, they're still soft all over, but soft in the middle. And you can store them in an airtight container. So for this board, not only did I make the cookies, but I'm also making a trail mix. So these are the 2 flavors that I use for my trail mix, a chocolate crunch and a cinnamon crunch. But this would be great if you got 2 different flavor cereals and combine them, add some dried fruit, whatever you want there, some nuts, and then some seeds, or instead of seeds, and seeds being like pumpkin seeds or pepitas, or sunflower seeds, or if you don't want seeds in there, you could do a roasted chickpea is also a great option. All right, I'm going to stop sharing for a minute and we are going to create our board. Excellent. Just change this up a little bit. All right, so I'm going to put my screen down so you won't see me, but you'll be looking at my board. So this is my board. I just put some grapes on here to start. And I want to say, when you get grapes, I just take a little snipper. I cut them into little bite-sized portions, or so if somebody takes one, they're not going to take the whole center thing. So they can pick up little pieces. Just makes it a little bit easier. And then I pile it. Oh, I had a bad grape in there. Then I just pile it up in the center. And I can do some green around it too, have my red and green color. These I already cut. Grapes like to run away. They're running from me, but that's okay. All right, that's enough of my grapes. So then I'm going to take my breakfast cookies and let me show you what these look like. So I have mine in a container here, and these are what the cookie looks like. And I'm just going to open one. They're pretty soft all over, and they're really delicious. I will say that. So I'm going to put the cookies front and center of my board. Because to me, who doesn't love a cookie for breakfast, right? It's different, it's nutritious, and it's just fun. All right, that's my cookie lineup. Yep, it makes 12, but some of them didn't make it here. They got eaten, but that's okay. So when these are made with the peanut butter kashi, and definitely worth it. Then I did make some trail mix. So I took the chocolate kashi and the cinnamon kashi. I mixed them together. I added just some pecans. My seeds were the pepitas, just like little pumpkin seeds without the shell. And then I did dried cranberries in here as well. So this I might just put in a bowl. You know, some people may want just a little mix of something, or I could put yogurt. So yogurt is a great breakfast item, so I can just leave my thing of yogurt here with some plates next to it so they can fill their own. Or I can not put that there and just leave a couple yogurts already dished out with a spoon in them for people to grab on their own. So then you can top your yogurt with trail mix, or I can top it ahead of time if I want to. They go great together. All right, next I'm going to add traditional breakfast. So I bought already hard cooked eggs, saved me the trouble of actually cooking eggs and peeling them. So these I'm just going to cut in half and place them on my board. Right, we'll put a couple of them over here and a couple of them over here. And I would do an egg per person depending on who's eating with me. And then just because trying to get some red and green things in there, I also bought some red beet pickled eggs. So these are red on the outside from beets. So I sliced these in half, and these are my special ones. I wanted to show you this. Ready? Twins! Can you see that? Two egg yolks in these. Twins! I just thought that was hysterical. So just left some with the red side up, and I'm just going to put that right there. All right. Then let's get to some meat. I know some people like bacon in the morning, so I just bought fully cooked bacon and heated it up in the microwave, and then I'm just going to lay some slices around. Again, just hitting the easy button that way. And then some people like sausage, so I just got a Nature's Promise sausage. I cooked it off yesterday, and then can just warm it up in the microwave when I'm ready to serve it. And then I'll just put some links around. And if this wasn't just for me and my house, I would be wearing gloves or using a tool. So pardon the fingers here. But put some of those links around. And then who doesn't love oranges in the morning? So I can either just leave a bowl here or I can space them out. But I think I'm just going to leave a bowl here of my little, I took an orange, I cut them in rounds and then cut each round in half. So you can pull a slice and eat a slice. Then I took kiwi, and I like kiwi because it's green, a whole kiwi, and just cut it in ways that it just jagged edge cuts. So it looks like a little flower. Put those at each of the ends there. And let's see. Um, I am just adding waffles too, figuring most people choose cookies, but there's a choice on there, waffles. I toasted them and cut them in fourths. So then I can just stick them in a little corner. You can pull a little stack if you want. Stick a couple waffles around. Get on there. There you go. I have some red raspberries. Just keep them in a bowl too. Stick my little bowl there, the raspberries. And then lastly, I have some strawberry cream cheese for the waffles. If anybody wants that, we can just stick that in. And then also leave some nut butter. So they can put some nut butter on the cookies. They can put some yogurt on their cookies. They can put some cream cheese on their cookies. Lots of things to choose from. So this I'll just leave on the outside of my board. And then just to fill some space, I cut up some cheddar cheese. And I'm just going to fill in any spots there. Make my board look full. There you go. We have breakfast served in not even 10 minutes to make. Um, I didn't know if what I was going to put on the board, but I also took some cinnamon sticks and just wrapped them that I thought with a hot beverage, somebody can choose a cinnamon stick. You can leave them around too. And that can go with coffee or tea or hot chocolate even. Any warm beverage, cinnamon just makes it really nice. So that is my board today. And I am gonna pull up here and look at the Q&A. See what we have going on. How do you cut the kiwi like that? So I take my kiwi and I just go cut down, cut up, cut down, cut up, cut down, cut up, and kind of go around like that with my knife. Or they actually have a tool that has a triangle on top that you could just stick in and cut. But yes, I did that with a knife. Crazy, right? How many people do you think a board like this would serve? So I usually plan a board by how many people I want to serve. So I'll do, like 2 cookies per person, 2 eggs per person, and some, whether it's bacon or sausage, some meat per person. And then just have all the yogurt and peanut butter and cream cheese and dipping toppings outside of that. That's kind of how I plan. But you know your crew, right? Some people eat more, some people eat less. Is the kiwi skin edible? It is. Um, on a green kiwi, most people don't like the skin because it's hairy. If you buy a golden kiwi, but I wanted the green just for this. If you buy a golden kiwi, you can eat the skin and it doesn't feel hairy, if that makes sense. So, yes, you can eat the skin, but it's definitely better on a golden kiwi. Did I miss how you made the eggs red? I'm trying, oh, get it so you could see it. It's just the lid isn't on. Red beet pickled eggs. How about that? Wow, I don't know why you can't see it clearly. But yes, they sell these in store. So it's just red beet pickled eggs. So it's in a beet juice. Um, and it just turns the eggs red and makes them more festive looking. Do breakfast cookies need a dip or a topping? They don't. You can definitely eat them. They are moist, which is why I broke one just to show you that. They are moist and delicious. So I do like a topping on mine, not because they need one. It's not hard like a biscotti. These are soft. Um, but just to add additional protein, even though these have 5 grams of protein, 5 grams of fiber per cookie, they don't need anything. They're perfect. But sometimes when you're assembling a plate, you don't want to take just one thing. It's like, now what else do I put on it? So I'll put some side fruit. I'll put a little yogurt on top, or I can take a cup of yogurt and top it with some topping, right? That's why I made these cups of yogurt and trail mix. So let me just grab a spoon. I'm going to put some trail mix here in my yogurt. And you can use the kashi, the nuts, the seeds to make a delicious yogurt breakfast too. That's really fun. I like the idea of the boards with maybe a crock pot of soup on the side. Yes, that would be wonderful. Something that's easy that you don't have to spend your time cooking in the morning. Or maybe a crock pot of oatmeal. Yes, love that. Thank you for that fun suggestion. And if you had oatmeal, a trail mix like this Kashi trail mix would be great to top oatmeal. And again, not that oatmeal needs topping, but when you put crunch, different textures together, something smooth and something crunchy, and you get nuts and dried fruit in there, it just makes it, to me, more fun. So yes, all great, great suggestions and ideas. Good idea, like the oatmeal. Yes. Oatmeal with topping and, a little sprinkle of cinnamon or something would be fun too. But one more time, let's show you the board. Yes. Oh, thank you, Mary says, have a very merry holiday and happy new year. Thank you, everybody, for joining. So appreciate you. And one second, let me share my screen again, tell you what the rest of the month looks like here. So that was our trail mix. So upcoming classes, there are only two more classes this month. Do it yourself holiday gift. And on Friday is coffee chat, where they got each other holiday direct bags, and that is Shayna and Jenna at 9. And then that is it for the month of December. We won't see you again until January. So wish everybody a very happy holiday season. Thank you. Thank you. May your holidays be filled with warmth and happiness. Thank you all and take care. Have a great rest of your day and a great holiday season. Bye.